What's up, guys? We are back with a full slate of NBA action here on Christmas Day, December 25th. We're going to break down each game on this slate. We're going to look at bets on the side and over-under, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. If you want to win all of your bets, hit that like button. It's good luck and shows support for the channel and all the hard work we're putting in every single day. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our daily content. You can now also sign up for a channel membership by clicking the little join button right below the video. Members get exclusive early access to all of my videos and get their names up on screen just like right now. I really appreciate the support from all of you. Seeing that badge next to your comments keeps me fired up and motivated to make this channel even bigger and better. All of our videos are sponsored by StumpTheSpread.com. We have a team of experienced cappers over there for every major sport, currently covering NFL, NBA, NCAA football, UFC, NHL, and NCAA basketball. This is one of the best times of the year to be in the mix with so many sports going on. Click the link in the description if you're interested in signing up and also to join our free email list to get the occasional free or premium pick straight to your inbox. Comment below with any bets you're looking today and we will give you our best advice on all of them. We're committed to responding to every single comment every day, so let us know anything you want to say about my picks, these videos, or anything you see here. As always, our favorite picks will be in the pinned comment down below. Now let's get into our first Christmas Day game of the day. We've got San Antonio going on the road to take on the Knicks. The Spurs come into this game fresh off a really weird loss to the 76ers. Embiid freaking out, ejected there, like a bunch of crazy stuff. Eventually, we see Maxey kind of lead the way back. He scored 32 points, and the Spurs just weren't really able to keep up there. I don't know if I'd call it a disappointing loss, really. I mean, San Antonio's been playing pretty well here down the stretch. In that loss to the 76ers, Wemby did put up 26 points, shot 6 of 13 there from three-point range, continuing to just shoot the ball really, really well there from deep. He had 8 blocks in the game. He also had 5 turnovers, so he wasn't blameless in this. The bench actually played really well, but it was the starters that held him back. Chris Paul, 12 points, so a huge offensive outburst from him, but yeah, a big, fat 0 points there from Harrison Barnes. Sohan, not his best night either necessarily, although he did score 15 points. The defense just wasn't there. They shot only 33% from three-point range. They didn't do that well on the boards either, and yeah, they just lost out to Maxey. They just really didn't have any answers for him. I thought this would be a big Joel Embiid game. He decided to go and get himself kicked out of the game. So what can we expect from the Spurs here in this game, playing on Christmas Day? Well, obviously this is going to be the first time playing on Christmas Day for a lot of these guys, so definitely going to be some nerves involved for players like Wembanyama for sure. He's played in a lot of big spots in his life, so maybe he'll be fine, but I am a little bit worried about him. I am a little bit worried about this young core. They are fully healthy coming into this game, so that's definitely a big plus. We'll see what they can do here playing at Madison Square Garden, like the biggest stage in, the regular season of basketball, at least, taking on the Knicks, who are fresh off a 139-125 win there at Madison Square Garden over the Raptors. So the Knicks not having to travel here. They're obviously playing really well this season, 19-10 overall. Getting great stuff from Karl Anthony Towns, who's coming off of another 30-plus point performance. OG Anunoby actually played amazing there against the Raptors. I'm saying all these Knicks players played amazing. They did allow the Raptors to score 125 points. So, yeah, a little bit of that, patented Thibodeau defense not really coming up huge. But really, guys, they just played amazing there offensively. Shot 46% from three-point range. Didn't do anything crazy on the boards, but did have a rebounding edge. We just loved what we saw from the starters. Cam Payne played amazing off the bench, 19 points, probably his best game in a Knicks uniform. I can't think of any other nights where he would have done better than that. So really just a great way for them to head into their Christmas Eve off and then getting to play on Christmas Day. So we'll see what they can do in this one. Obviously the Knicks, like I said, having a very good season. They come into this game very, very healthy, so that's a huge plus as well. And yeah, things have really worked out. I was a little bit skeptical of the Karl Anthony Towns trade, but it has paid off in spades for the Knicks, and it has been a disaster for the Timberwolves, but we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Looking at the numbers for this game, the Knicks 9.5-point favorites. We've got a total here of 223.5. The Spurs 5-6 against the spread on the road. They are 6-5 to the over on the road. The Knicks 7-5-1 against the spread at home, and they are 7-6 to the over at home. So first up, guys, I think this is a great spot to take over 223.5. Maybe great is a little bit of an exaggeration. I am a little bit worried about how San Antonio is going to respond to this, pretty big moment here in the regular season, but I think the better value is going to be on the Knicks -9.5. I don't know if either one of those plays are ending up in the pinned comment, but I do think there's a very good chance that we see the Knicks, handle the, slightly high pressure, higher scrutiny situation of playing on Christmas a lot better than the very young Spurs will. So give me the Knicks, give me the under, and let's get on to our next game. We've got the Minnesota Timberwolves, like we were just talking about, going on the road to take on the Dallas Mavericks. The Timberwolves only 14-14 on the season, fresh off a 117-104 loss there against the Hawks. They've now lost 3 in a row to fall back to 500. This team is kind of in shambles, guys. That maybe is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I don't think so. Anthony Edwards has to be furious with how this whole situation has worked out. He's basically been regulated to, a stand in the corner kind of shooter. And yeah, we see Julius Randle spending a ton of time dribbling the ball and then taking terrible shots. He had a good game statistically, 19 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists. Cool. Your team lost by 13 points. Like, you are the problem. This has been a huge downgrade for the Timberwolves. I was skeptical of the Knicks. I was like, I don't know if you're really going to mess with this Knicks. Well, great call there by the Knicks messing with it, because this trade has been a disaster for the Timberwolves. You picked the wrong guy. You got Rudy Gobert in there. He scored 2 points, was a minus 16 in his 28 minutes. Big yikes for me, guys. Hated what we saw from the Timberwolves in that game against the Hawks. The bench looked pretty good. Naz Reid actually scored 23 points. He's coming alive a little bit, but as a team, things are looking very, very bleak right now for the Timberwolves, guys. It's not looking good. They come into this game looking very healthy. Joe Ingles still not ready to come back. Whatever, we don't care about that. Starting lineup's healthy, but man, I kind of feel like Anthony Edwards is starting to hate his life, and that's probably not a great feeling. Nobody in the NBA is going to want Julius Randle on their team at this point, so I do not know what the Timberwolves are going to do in this situation. I don't know what they're going to do in this game as they go on the road to take on the Mavs, who come into this one 19-10 on the season, fresh off a blowout win there over Portland. Luka came back, dropped 27 points. Things seem to be okay. It was a 2-game absence there from Luka, but he's back and ready to go, and this team is looking deep and talented. Yeah, good stuff from the Mavs this season. Obviously, a team that's going to be measured by their postseason success, but like what we're seeing right now, Luka, playing at a pretty high usage, not getting a whole lot of attention right now is Klay Thompson's return to prominence. He only scored 13 points, but 3 of 8 from 3, 5 of 10 from the field, only 18 minutes in that game. Things are looking up for Klay and company, and it's going to be a dangerous mix here once the playoffs start. Kyrie played really well. We saw Derek Lively, the second, struggle a little bit, but we loved what we saw from Gafford coming off the bench. 23 points. Like, whichever one of them is having the hot hand, whichever one's having the better night, that's who's going to get the majority of the minutes, and it is, generally working out pretty great. So love what we're seeing from the Mavs right now, guys. Everything is kind of on cruise control for them. They come into this game fully healthy, ready to go. Jaden Hardy out, but other than that, this team ready to go. PJ Washington good to go. Klay out there. Like, this squad is ready to kill. So looking at the numbers, we see the Mavs are 4.5-point favorites. We've got a total of 223. Minnesota 7-7 against the spread on the road. They're 8-6 to the under on the road. Dallas 9-5 against the spread at home. They are 9-5 to the under at home. So guys, I like the under in this game. I like under 223. Definitely not going in the pinned comment though. I am not having a great time with my over-under plays at the moment, but I love the Mavs at -4.5. Might be my favorite spot here on this entire Christmas Day slate. I think Dallas comfortably gets the job done at home here against the Timberwolves team where the wheels are coming off. Like, we'll see what Anthony Edwards can do. He's going to try and take this game over, I would expect, especially, given the situation. But when Julius Randle touches the ball, he's going to do something dumb with it, and I don't think that's going to lead to, the Timberwolves having a very good time. So definitely giving the Mavericks to get the win and cover. Next up, guys, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. They're going on the road in this one to take on the Boston Celtics. The 76ers come into this game only 10-17 on the season. Fresh off that win, like we were talking about the Spurs. Embiid going crazy, getting kicked out of a game. Pretty cool mask, I'll give you that, but pretty dumb to get kicked out of a game. It doesn't really seem, very smart to do. Not going to lie, you put your team in a really bad situation after you play only 14 minutes when you end up missing 90% of your team's games anyway. Thank goodness for the 76ers fans that Maxey had one of those crazy games. 32 points from him, 5 of 11 from 3. Almost had a triple-double there, only fell 2 assists short. As a team, I guess we have to like what we saw, but man, I'm not super hyped about how Paul George shot the ball. He was a plus 15 out there, so maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on him, but not a lot of amazing stuff from, Paul George here down the stretch. Maybe he can turn it around. Maybe Embiid can stay in some games. We saw Yabusele play great, 17 points from him off the bench. Caleb Martin chipped in 12 off the bench, and as a team, they shot only 36.4% from 3, but they had a nice rebounding margin, and they did a good job holding everybody except for Wembanyama in check on the Spurs. So honestly, a pretty good day there from the 76ers. I don't expect the NBA to take any sort of action here against Embiid and suspend him or anything, but I don't know, guys. It was pretty wild stuff. I don't think they're gonna want to ruin the ratings for their Christmas Day games by, messing with that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But I'm expecting the Philadelphia 76ers to basically be at full strength for this game as they go on the road to take on the Boston Celtics, who at 22-7 are absolutely cruising. They do come into this game fresh off of a look-ahead loss there against the Magic. They ended up losing 108-104 against an Orlando team that just refuses to go away, guys. Doesn't matter how many people get hurt for Orlando, they're going to find a way. We saw Tristan da Silva lead the way for this team with 18 points, and Orlando got the win against the Celtics, who, I don't know, they just didn't seem like they were very locked in, and they didn't have anywhere close to their full complement of players. Like, we didn't see Jason Tatum playing this game. So yeah, I don't know, just not a game where Boston was fully locked in. So we'll see if they bounce back here a little bit. They shot the ball terrible from three. They just played really, really bad in that game. So like I said, we'll see if they bounce back. Tatum, obviously missing that game, dealing with an illness. He will certainly be back for this Christmas Day game. There's no way he misses a Christmas Day game. That would be absolutely insane. So expecting the Celtics to be at full strength for this game, and looking at the numbers, we see that Boston is 10 points, a 10-point favorite here. We've got a total of 221.5. The 76ers 6-7 against the spread on the road. They are 7-6 against they are 7-6 to the over on the road. Boston 5-10 against the spread at home, so very bad against the spread. They're 8-7 to the over at home. I'm not too interested in the over/under in this game, guys, but I do think this is a spot. I don't know. It feels kind of gross, but I think we have to go with the 76ers and the points. Embiid's going to be well rested for this game. I think he's starting to get back in shape a little bit. There's nobody on Boston that can guard Embiid. They will churn up a lot of clock using Embiid. So I think this is just a spot that the 76ers can keep it kind of close. Obviously, we could see a game where Boston makes 43 pointers, and this is a game that's over in the second quarter. But I think this is a spot we have to lean towards the 76ers. And the points, is this going in the pin comment? Absolutely not. So let's go ahead and move along to our next game, guys. We've got the one of the marquee matchups of the day. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers going on the road to take on the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, the old guys going up against each other. It's going to be the LeBron against Steph matchup. The Lakers come into this game fresh off a 117-114 loss against the Pistons. LeBron put up a triple-double, but yep, the Pistons end up sweeping the season series there against the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers still have quite a few things to figure out. I mean, LeBron played amazing that game, but Anthony Davis, in the games that LeBron plays amazing, tends to come up small. AD was a plus 15, had 19 points and 10 boards, but LeBron really taking the reins. 28 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds, and a -1. He was the only, him and Hachimura were the only starters to be in negative plus-minus territory, but the bench looked terrible. It's definitely time for this team to try and make a move, but I don't think anybody wants anybody that they have, really. And yeah, I mean, the Lakers lost this game despite shooting 46.7% from three-point range. That is not a good sign, guys. I repeat, very, very much not a good sign for the Lakers. They're 3 games above 500. It kind of just feels like that's what this team is. They're going to be pretty much fully healthy coming into this game. No major shocker there. We don't expect to see LeBron or AD or anybody missing out on a Christmas Day game. So we'll see what they can do going on the road to take on the Warriors there at the Chase Center. Golden State struggling a little bit themselves, guys. They are fresh off a 111-105 loss against the Pacers. They've actually lost 4 out of their last 5. Things are getting pretty bleak for the Warriors. We've got Kuminga tweeting or Instagramming, very cryptic things, leading us to think maybe he's being traded, but who knows? It could be about anything. So we'll see what happens, see how things shake out. We'll see if the addition of, if Dennis Schroeder being added to the mix is going to help. He was a -22 against the Pacers, so not great. Steph only had 10 points in the loss. He continues to struggle, and the guy has to be miserable at this point. Like, I don't blame him. Like, I'm sitting here wearing a Warriors hoodie, guys. I remember the heyday. This is a bleak shell of a situation right now for the Warriors. So we'll see if they can come up with some magic at the trade deadline. But right now, this team is not playing great. They do come into this game, relatively healthy. Everybody that matters is off the injury list. But Gary Payton II being hurt is not great. Dealing with that calf issue, he didn't play against the Pacers. We'll have to wait and see if he's going to be back against the Lakers. But I don't think he moves the needle too much for me, but we'll see how it goes. Looking at the numbers for this one, the Warriors are actually 4.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 225.5. The Lakers are 6-10 against the spread on the road. They are 10-6 to the under on the road. The Warriors are 7-6 against the spread at home. They're 7-6 to the under at home. Guys, I don't necessarily love this spot, but I do think it's very worthwhile. You can look at under 225.5. That's what the trends are pointing towards, and maybe that's fine, but I think this is a spot to take the Warriors and all of their depth against the Lakers in their absolute lack of depth. I don't know if this is an amazing play necessarily. 4.5 feels like a little bit too much. I wish it was like 2.5, and then I would definitely feel a lot more comfortable. But I think the Warriors can slow down LeBron and AD. And outside of that, what do the Lakers really have? And the Warriors have a bench. The Lakers don't have a bench. So go ahead and give me Golden State here at -4.5. This is a play that definitely has a chance to end up in the pinned comment on, kind of a short slate here, but I am just a little bit worried about, the prime time Christmas Day LeBron and Anthony Davis pairing. Last but not least here, guys, we are looking at the Denver Nuggets going on the road to take on the Phoenix Suns. The Nuggets come into this game, guys, 16-11 on the season, fresh off of a win against the Suns. So they're going to be playing back-to-back games against the same team. A little bit weird to schedule it like that for a Christmas Day game, but what are you going to do? The Nuggets have won 5 out of their last 6, so that's got to feel good. Jokic obviously playing out of his mind. No shocker there. The dude's been playing at just an absurd level for so long now. You almost get numb to it. He had 32 points, 7 assists, only 2 rebounds in the game, but he was a plus 19 out there. Michael Porter Jr. had a breakout shooting night, 10 of 12 from the field. He was getting to the rack. That looked much better. 11 points off the bench there for Pickett, not something you see every night. Westbrook was in the starting lineup there with Jamal Murray out. He had 11 points, was a plus 10. Also had 7 assists in the game. So, yeah, a very, very good day there for the Nuggets. They had a nice rebounding edge against the Suns. And, yeah, Phoenix didn't have the best time in that game either. KD put up 23 points. Beal put up 23 points, but the bench, no one having anything to offer from the bench, really, guys. They shot 40% from three-point range, still lost the game. They got smashed on the boards. Just this team is in trouble, guys. Nurkic only played 15 minutes. We'll see what the deal is with him, but not a lot of good news. They need Booker back, and they need a bunch of amazing things to happen with their bench for this team to really have any sort of chance to be anything important, in my opinion, this season. So we'll see how it goes here. Obviously, looking at the Nuggets injury report, things aren't looking, terrible necessarily. We do see Jamal Murray on there, which I don't even know how much we care about his availability at this point. He didn't play against the Suns on Monday. We'll see what happens here in the Christmas Day game. He was coming off of playing 41 minutes in an overtime game there against the New Orleans Pelicans and playing pretty bad, I might add. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there with Murray. But other than that, Denver is healthy. Taking on the Suns here, who have lost 3 in a row, and they've lost 6 out of their last 8. They really, really miss Devin Booker, guys. That is a tough absence for this team to swallow. So we'll see if anything positive develops with his availability. Unfortunately, we're not going to know until much closer to game time. They're also missing Grayson Allen. He's listed as out, still dealing with that concussion. So there's some chance he could be back for this Christmas Day game, but it is far from a certainty. So, yeah, if the Suns aren't at full strength for this game, which, they're obviously not going to have Devin Booker here. That's the idea. He's going to be out the next 2 games, going to be reevaluated early next week. It seems extremely unlikely that some sort of miracle would happen here and he would end up playing in this Christmas Day game. But weirder things have happened, and guys like Devin Booker are going to want to be out there on Christmas Day, so keep a close eye on that, but I don't think there's any way we're going to know for sure until very close to game time on Christmas Day. So we'll see what happens, guys. Looking at the numbers here, the Suns are getting 2.5 points at home. We've got a total of 234.5. Denver 6-9 against the spread on the road. They're 11-4 to the over on the road. Phoenix only 4-11 against the spread at home. They are 9-6 to the under at home. Guys, I just don't think there's any way we can avoid this. We've got to take the Nuggets in this spot. They dominated in this matchup. There's nobody on the Suns that can slow down Jokic. It felt like there was nobody on the Suns that could slow down Michael Porter Jr. We'll see if that actually pans out to, be a true realistic thing, but I definitely love this spot for the Nuggets. I think they get a comfortable win and cover here. 2.5 points feels like an absolute gift here. I think Denver could comfortably win this game by like 10 points and kind of give us a boring game to cap off, a nice slate of Christmas Day games. That's all the games we have, guys. Merry Christmas out there. Please hit that like button as a Christmas present to me. Also, that qualifies you for good luck on all of your bets. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I might be a little bit slow to be answering them. I'm going to be a little bit busy on Christmas Day. Let me know, at what you're doing on Christmas Day, anything like that. Really, really appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching. You can click the link in the description to check out stumpthespread.com, and we will see you guys tomorrow for more sports betting action.